real format.
Okay.
So.
Sounds good. Good Lord. You missed me doing it when
Now
you
it's
couldn't hear me,
Ryan,
right?
Trenton, and Sean. Grab your attention towards the world of sports, food, and entertainment, and away from the things that are probably more important. We apologize for nothing and anything that may be spoken, learned, or forgotten today. This is the Real Tree Shaker Show.
Hello and welcome to the Real Tree Shaker Show. I'm Ryan.
I am Trenton. Guess I'm not going anywhere either.
All right, sweet. Let's just make sure. Are we recording?
C.
All right. I think so. We're good
Here,
to
I want
go.
to bail out anyways to be sure.
All right.
Bye.
You should do that. There it is.
Might as
Welcome,
well.
everybody. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We are down to two teams as the conference championship games have come and gone. A little shocking in the first
We were
one.
almost down to two people for a while there.
Yep. Oh, there it is. Now I see the red dot. There we go. See the red. In the red. This one's actually to be good. In the red.
Here we go.
So, all right.
Here we go.
Oh, now he's just on a roll. He is on a roll.
Multiple disappearances.
It's a special day. It's a special day, I guess. I don't know. All right, well, let's just start. T will join us. Ravens, Chiefs. Low-scoring game. We all kind of thought it was going to be. Weather wasn't really that much of a factor, but you just had two of the best defenses in the conference going head-to-head. And quite simply, one quarterback made the smart plays and the other one trying to do too much. So, guys, thoughts on KC taking another AFC championship?
I mean, it's the Chiefs. They defending champs. I mean, they've been there before. They've been there a lot over the last few years. And I think the team's different than it's been all season, or not all season, but all the past seasons, where they've always been an offensive explosive team, and clearly we saw in the regular season that they weren't meshing well, and it wasn't operating. But the defense was different. The defense was keeping them in ball games. The defense was making plays and stuff for them, and I mean, you saw some stats about Mahomes over the last two postseasons or something, 11 touchdowns, no interceptions. So game manager, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And you have a defense like they've been playing. And I was not sold on the Ravens' explosive offense and things like that, which it is at times. And a lot of it is Lamar making things happen. And also too, like, having Zay Flowers, as their burner and stuff like that, be able to hit him on some shots, and Odell too. But at least what I saw in the game was they didn't run the ball as much as they usually do. I don't know where Mark Andrews was, and clearly that turnover with Zay Flowers on the 1 yard line was huge. But again, that's all props to the Chiefs defense. And then you have Kelsey and Mahomes, and they executed the way that they normally do. And I guess you saw what we saw. So I feel bad for the Ravens. And then don't get me wrong, I mean, the passion you can see in Lamar and how much he really wants it and things like that. And he wants to shut the critics up and everything like that. It's like at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, you do feel bad for them, but ran into a juggernaut. I mean, it's the Chiefs. It's the playoffs. Until someone beats them, how can you not believe in them? So, yeah.
Yeah. Feel you there. Mahomes and the power of the Swifties, carried the Chiefs. So we're going to need a Taylor Swift soundbite soon, right?
I got one for you.
She's here to stay.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways, no, I do agree with you. Mahomes is in his game manager mode now. He just relies on the defense, just controls the ball, doesn't turn it over. They're not explosive like they used to be, but they're still winning, so can't complain there. The Ravens totally lost it. Not sure what they were doing, passing the ball so many damn times and not running it near enough, not sticking to it. They were down a touchdown, damn it. Run the ball. You're still in it. Yeah. Third quarter, they were down a touchdown. Run the hell out of the ball. That's what you do.
Kansas City didn't score in the second half.
I know. That's what I'm saying. They kicked that field goal, and I was like, okay, you can still run the ball. You're only down a score, run the ball. So never did, just relied so much on Lamar passing, and that's not really his thing. I felt he held on the ball way too much, too many times, was indecisive, couldn't make up his mind what he wanted to do. Run it, pass it, and that
he's playing
pick he threw in
football.
Yeah, that pick he threw in triple coverage, I was like, well, no shit. 3 guys on someone. You don't throw the ball, you don't throw the ball. You hold on to it and make another choice, make a smarter choice.
I mean, you said too about him trying to go for the big plays versus just kind of like, moving the ball in a way. And I went back and was kind of watching and stuff. And it's like, yeah, Ryan's right. Like he was in there, he was in the pocket too long or waiting too long. And then it's like you could tell he was looking for the big one. He wasn't looking to just, like where was Mark Andrews? You know what I mean?
Well, he was coming back from an injury. So, I get that,
Or even that where it was likely. Because, I mean, like, why can't, where's your security blanket to be able to just get those extra 6-7 yards, maybe get a first down, maybe have an explosive play. But to sit there and dun, 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 and like you said, you're going for those big plays, and it's in that pocket way too long.
Yeah, they ran 34 times the week before against the Texans, and look where it got them. It got them a blowout win, and I get it. Maybe they didn't trust, I don't know if they didn't trust Gus Edwards and Justice Hill and are missing Keaton Mitchell. I don't know, but they would never go to him, it seemed like.
Gus the Bus's first carry went for 15 yards. I know. And then he didn't get another carry until the second half.
Second half, yeah, I know. Like, why?
Their running backs had 6 carries. 6. They had 16 as a team. They led the league in rush attempts and rushing yards. And like you said, they were still in the game.
Yeah.
They completely changed their offensive identity, and they were just kind of like, who that reminded me of? Josh Allen. When the Bills were like, here you go, man, make it happen. Every single play, and it's just like eventually you can't, and it was just, Lamar was just off. I mean, and I hate to say it, but I think they held the Chiefs to 4.4 yards a play.
Yeah,
I mean, Kelsey went off. Kelsey had a great game, but that was it. Yeah. They were kind of just like, especially in the second half, they shut them down. Like, I don't know. It was like once that fumble that Flowers had going for the touchdown, it was like they just deflated and they just lost all help.
Yeah, it took the steam away from him for sure. Yeah. You could tell. I mean, you see the look on his face. You see his body language even after the game. But I think overall, once that particular fumble happened, it was just like I think panic mode set in already. It was already kind of like seeping in because they weren't doing much anyways themselves in the second half. But that was their drive. That was their opportunity to tie the game. Was that tied it up? Can't quite remember.
No, it made it 17-14.
14, yeah. Flowers.
But that's where it's like, okay, we're not. It's like, yes, even down 7, you're still in the game, but down 3 with Tucker, you're definitely in the game.
Sure.
Absolutely.
So I think, again, but at the same time, though, they fumbled the ball, and then they held them to a 3-and-out, so they should have been able to do something with that, too. But, much like Ryan was just saying, and much like you were saying, too, Sean, they didn't run the ball. You put it all on Lamar at that point, especially at that point. I mean, that's a tough, especially when you have the Chiefs defense being pumped up because of what they just did. So
Right.
Yeah, they should have just pounded him and worn him out. They were getting tired. I mean, they were starting to move the ball, but then they just kept shooting themselves in the foot. You know, it was the Flowers fumbled and his taunting penalty. Like, dude, come on. You know, you don't need to taunt. You hadn't really done anything. But, I mean,
for sure on that.
It remains to be seen what happens. Lamar will probably win the MVP. But, you know, he'd much rather be playing in for sure. But
yeah, you thought this was his best chance to make it. You know, I think that's what everybody was saying. This seemed like the best team he's had to get as far, you know, to get all the way, but it just didn't pan out.
I think it was so far, at least as him being a professional. This has been the best opportunity and the best team for him to do so. But man, when you're playing the defending champs or you're playing the Chiefs dynasty that we've seen over the last few years, like it happens. It's gonna happen. So
yeah, you can't doubt the Chiefs. You just can't. You can't.
Not anymore. I mean, they've been doubted all season long, and then look at them now in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
So it's kind of one of those things. Like, there's no more doubting them. It's just
I think everybody thought for sure they were like going into the playoffs, even though they were the third seed. A lot of people thought they were probably the fourth best team in the AFC. You know,
a lot of people did,
and they've beaten the Bills. They've beaten the Ravens. So. Pretty much proved everybody wrong.
Once again.
Yeah, unbelievable. But Kelce passes Jerry Rice for most receptions in the postseason career. Guys, Kelce, the best tight end ever?
I mean, I don't know the history of all the tight ends, you know, from back in the day, but
he's top 3 for sure.
Who do you have above him?
You could have Gonzalez.
Tony Gonzalez.
Gonzalez and Gates, maybe.
I'll give you the Gonzalez part. As far as Gates, I don't know.
Maybe Gronk.
Kellen Winslow Sr. It's pretty good back in the day. Sr.
That's what I mean. Like those guys and stuff like that, I'm not too familiar with.
Shannon Sharp.
Yeah.
Yeah. But did they put up the same? What do the numbers look like, though? That's the thing.
I mean, they're good. I mean, Gronk's probably the only one that could compare to him in the postseason, but as far as tight ends, but
I don't know. I'd have him up there, though. I mean, maybe even 2. Like, I don't know, man. I feel like he's becoming probably the best tight end ever.
A lot of people put Gronk up there because he was an awesome blocker too. One of the best.
I mean, Gronk should be up there for sure.
So
there's no doubt in that. I don't know. Like with Antonio Gates, I know he had a heck of a career. I know that. So did Gonzalez. It's a tough call, though, especially with the handful of guys like that.
He's in the top 3, I think, for sure, no doubt. So
I think I saw that Mahomes is like 24 of 30 in the playoffs passing to Kelce.
Yeah.
Only 6 incompletions and almost a perfect rating. So they definitely have the connection. And, I mean, if you're Baltimore, what do you do? I thought they have the defense, but you can't really think they're going to be as good next year. It's just every year people leaving free agency, retirements, yada, yada. But what do they do? Did they make a run at maybe, say, a Saquon Barkley?
T. Higgins. They need another receiver. Buy Beckham, buy whoever, buy Rashad Bateman. Get these guys out of here. They need somebody to go with Zay.
Well, you need a veteran presence to go with Zay, for sure. That's part of what Odell was there for, I'm sure, this year as well.
Yeah.
Just have that veteran piece there to kind of teach him the ropes, teach him a lot of stuff. But, yes, I think both of them. I mean, make a run at Saquon and T. Higgins. I mean, there's nothing wrong. I mean, if the running backs they have, they put up numbers, like you said.
Yeah, and they got Keaton Mitchell coming back from injury, so I don't.
And then
I don't know when
J.K. Dobbins,
available.
I think,
and Dobbins too. Yeah,
I don't think they need to add a running
Justice
back.
Hill Yeah, I mean, Justice Hill he was kind of like a couple years ago when Jared McKinnon for the Chiefs just hit that hot streak. You know what I'm saying? Like, and just that's how I felt like Justice Hill was going to be used, but 3 carries.
Right. Yeah.
You know, and Gus the Bus, man, like I said, 15 yards on his first carry. And
then, 3 carries
go back
too.
To it. Yeah.
That's sad.
Your quarterback should not have the most rushing attempts. Sorry. Even if you have Lamar or Josh Allen or anybody, Jalen Hurts. Yeah. How many push tushes you want to do with him? But I don't know.
It might have been one of those things too where their game plan was to come out there and throw the ball. And it didn't work, and whenever that didn't work, it's like, okay, well, can we go back to what our old school thing
bread
is,
and butter?
bread and butter is.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
Maybe that's on the Chiefs though, defense too, being like, nah, we got you there too though. Like, you know, like when they try to run the ball and stuff, well, I guess the 6-7 times they did with their running backs, but like, I don't know. Maybe it was just the looks the Chiefs were giving them too, and
the Chiefs were average at rush defense. They weren't that great. You know, it's like
I know.
I don't know why you would decide, oh, we need to attack them by air because you know their rush defense is great. It's not. It's pretty average, pretty mediocre. So I don't know.
That was definitely surprising to see. That is for sure.
So.
Well, as the band Mest would say, back to the drawing board with the words you've heard a million times before for the Ravens. Right. So we will end the Ravens season on this note, and then we will shift to where that good point about keep running the ball actually pertains to both of these teams, the NFC Championship, the 49ers, and the Lions. What a great game. Classic game. I don't know if you say Detroit lost it, San Francisco won it. It was just, I think 2 teams are kind of identical. You know, the Lions are kind of the junior 49ers, I think. Not quite on the defense, but they got the positions right. And they're physical, and they came out and just went straight down the field on that opening drive, and everybody was thinking, uh-oh, it's Motown's year. But what do you guys think? Lions win, Lions lose it, or Niners win it?
Good team. Man, after going back and watching, because I was not being able to watch the game with sound and stuff like that, or even be able to pay attention to it as much as others. Oh wow,
Halliburton,
yeah. Did you see that?
Yeah,
I just watched it. Yeah,
I'm also shocked that Boston's got 81 points in the first half.
Yeah,
like get out of here.
National blowout association.
National no defense.
Blowout.
No defense, NBA.
Right,
but man, no one blocked. No one blocked. From going back and watching the game again, like it's a tale of 2 halves. Is really what I could see, and the lines came out. They looked so good in the first half. They did everything right, but not score a touchdown on the last drive of the first half. That I think the Niners holding to a field goal there was huge, and then the third quarter. I mean, I don't know exactly what the stats are, but it was like the yards to gain in scrimmage from the Niners versus the Lions. It was like 200 and something maybe to like 46. And so just being able, when that momentum switched like that, the Niners just basically just did what they always, what they have done. And they just wore them down. Clearly the 4th down choices were backfired on because they didn't get them. Not saying that they would have made the field goals from there or anything like that, but and also Campbell and company have been that aggressive all year, which I like. I like the fact it's like, no, we're gonna go win the game, like we're gonna go put the nail in the coffin. But the thing is, I think the nail was in the coffin if they scored the touchdown before halftime. I mean, they were on like the 2-yard line, had to settle for like a field goal, I think if I'm not mistaken, and so I think that was key. But man, like the Niners looked, or the Lions looked so good, and it was like, okay, this is really, really cool. And then you want to talk about getting your heart ripped out, like especially if you're a fan of the Lions, or if you're just a player, and that was tough to see. Like, I'm not a fan. I'm a fan of football. I was definitely rooting for them. Either way, I like the Niners too. Like, good for them. And but I mean, wow, like just absolute wow.
Yeah.
So
you talk about tough, man. Lions fans' hearts were ripped out. But I'll tell you what, after that game, they were like, fire Dan Campbell. I've had enough, and fire him. You know, and the Ravens weren't going, fire John Harbaugh, fire him. He lost the game, you know, like, so, you know, I was like, damn, Lions fans are pretty emotional about this because, like Campbell said, it's hard as hell to get there. It's hard as hell to get
well,
there.
They're not used to, and they're not used to being there, so they don't know how to act.
And that's true. But, the Niners just won it, man. They came out second half, totally different team, you know, down 24-7 at half, and they just came and did what they do. They ran the ball. They passed the ball. They just, you know, they went all over the Lions, you know.
They didn't panic. They didn't panic.
They came out and just did what they're supposed to do. They stuck to their game plan, and it paid off. You know, it you know, Purdy was great. Dude just doesn't make mistakes, and you know, it's crazy to think that he was the last guy picked a couple years ago. I always find that just freaking amazing. You know, that he was the last guy picked, and you know, McCaffrey didn't rush for a great average, but you know, he got positive yardage for the most part, and you know, it just worked. Debo made some huge plays. I mean, the guy's just awesome in the open field. Maybe one of the best in the open field in the NFL with the ball. So, yeah, and I mean, you know, they held him to a touchdown, and Campbell made a couple crucial mistakes, I thought, and you know, it's going to haunt him. You know, I know he might take those back. I don't know. I respect him for sticking to his style, but sometimes you got to go with your head, not your heart. Always, you know, you got to go with your head sometime. And I feel like he let his emotions get the best of him, and didn't make the right choice. And
Manalytics.
Yeah,
sometimes you have to go with Manalytics.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
You kick that field goal instead of going for it on the fourth down. You go up by 3 scores, and then you maybe have changed the 49ers game plan going forward because that's 3 scores, you know?
Right.
And we all, like Kyle Shanahan's record when he's down by, 8 or more points in the fourth quarter. They just won their first game like that last week, and now they won 2 in a row like
2 games, that. Yeah.
So,
crazy.
But yeah,
it's crazy.
I mean, Goff played good.
He did.
It was just the receivers, like Jameson Williams, man. That kid's Detroit's offense is gonna be even better next year with Gibbs and Jameis Williams. I mean, that kid is fast.
And they got Ben Johnson coming back now.
Yeah, what a huge breaking news. Sorry, T. I know you were, but I mean, it's smart.
No, I wasn't. Whatever, man.
I think it's smart.
So
I heard on the Herd today. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, and think about it. Like the Herd said today, this year there was only one good job opening, and Harbaugh got it. So because you got Herbert, but he pointed out, I think he said next year you got possibly Philly,
Dallas,
maybe Jacksonville, maybe Dallas.
Oh, Dallas for sure.
You know, there's potential where there's going to be some pretty good quarterbacks already in place.
New York.
Possibly. Both places.
Both New Yorks.
Both New Yorks. Yeah. But,
Buffalo.
Good possibility with that.
Buffalo's another good one. Yep. So you could, I mean, who knows? Maybe Pittsburgh, New England, they might be one and done. Who knows? I mean, but I think it's smart by Johnson. Obviously, Detroit loves him. Campbell trusts him, and he calls a hell of a game, you know. And Goff, like I said, Goff played good, but those guys just dropped too many passes. And sometimes you just need to get the points, especially if you're the underdog on the road. And that San Francisco crowd was just crazy in the second half.
Yeah.
But good to them. I mean, Purdy, gritty, gutty. His second half numbers were ridiculous, like 13 to 16, 176 yards. So, and they got some lucky breaks with the catch off the dude's helmet for IU to set up.
Which was going to be pass interference anyways. It looks like so they get the ref threw the flag as he
he did.
So it's like that was a huge turn too. But man, yeah, the Niners are good. There's all the haters on Purdy, which I do not understand. I don't get it. And you have all like it's just he shut them all up. And we'll see what happens. We'll see if
just wins, man.
Yeah, he wins. I mean, his last few games weren't great, and I think that's why the haters were on him. He wasn't his MVP self the last 3 or 4 games of the year too. So
everybody's got their nose up the stat book butt. It's like if you're not throwing for 303 touchdowns because you live in this fantasy world, like literally fantasy football world, and you base everything on that. It's like. Goff's numbers, well, did he even throw a touchdown? I don't think he did.
Yeah, he threw one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, he threw one at the very end. That's right.
Yeah, the last one. Yeah.
The last touchdown. Yeah.
But, I mean, you just look at his numbers, like, and ain't nobody all over Goff.
True.
Like, no one's saying anything about that, and it's like.
He wasn't up for MVP, though. So.
But the only reason that Purdy was.
He should have been.
Maybe.
The only reason that Purdy's up for MVP is because the people in the media put him there. Purdy wasn't out there trying to do all that. He's managing the game, and like he should. Like, so yeah, I don't get the hate on him. I mean, it's in it like real football fans should be like, man, this story's great. This is absolutely awesome. It should be a movie.
Hell yeah,
like it's a movie being written right now. You know what I mean? So. I don't get it. Again, I think a lot of that noise is, again, Twitter and these social platforms that people can get on there and start bashing people. And yeah, there's people who bring up points and certain views you can look at for stats and things like that and then comparisons and all that. But it's like eventually it's much like Sean said, how about Manalytics? How about just your eye test? How about just – seeing what you're seeing and going, okay, cool. You don't need.
How about wins? I'll take wins any day over stats.
Exactly. So the rest of that bull junk can get out of here.
Yeah, situation. It's situational football. I mean, I get it. They've been aggressive, live by the sword, die by the sword all year, and I think Campbell's a really good coach, and that team rallies against him. And that city has had nothing to root for for a long time, and not going to be this year. The Tigers might be decent, but the Pistons
suck.
So, yeah, they're
Pistons
really
might
bad.
win 12 games. 12 games out of 82 or something. So I think a lot of that noise, though, from the fans, from the Lions fans, as much like we just said, is like their hearts got ripped out. I mean, they were celebrating at halftime. They were.
C.J. Gardner-Johnson was waving to the Niners crowd. Yeah. Dumbass, I mean.
Exactly, and that's where it's like Tale of Two Halves, much like what happened. But when you're a fan and you're like, oh man, this is gonna happen and all that, and then all of a sudden it was just like, and like I'm sure like much like Ryan said with the or both of us have said about all of us have said about the fourth down attempts. It's like, well, then you go back and you look at that and you go, well, why didn't we? Well, it's like, well, you didn't do that all year long, so you can't be too upset at it. But yes, there was probably a smarter decision that could have been made there. And when you're running off emotion like that, it's like you're going to say things and they're going to make a huge uproar. But at the end of the day, if they just look at it and go, okay, we were really close. And yes, it's hard to get there, but our future's so bright. So you kind of have to look at that, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
And the NFC is lousy. All the good quarterbacks are in the AFC.
Yeah, I mean that division got a lot better though. I mean, with the Packers getting probably trying to get better.
They got a lot of young up and comers in the NFC. So
the Bears are going to make some noise. I mean, we don't know about the Vikings and what their status is, but still, that division got a lot tougher. So it's
Hurts is still young,
Hurts, yeah. No telling who's going to get drafted and go where to which of these teams that are in need of a quarterback. I mean, you got
Caleb
the Cowboys
Williams
out there.
Will be in an NFC team, so whether it's the Bears or Manders,
No, they might trade those picks.
So
never know. But yeah.
So. Well, I'll take the number 1 pick. No problem.
I'm interested to see for sure. That's going to have to be a topic we'll have to discuss for sure.
Yep. Well, Detroit Detroit gets the draft this year, as a matter of fact. So
true.
See, things are looking up for Motown. So
well, we got 2.5 months to discuss that. So hoorah!
Yeah.
It changes every damn day. So
yep. April 25th through 27th in Detroit. Please check your local listings for time and dates.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, I love the draft. Would it be cool? I would love to go to the draft and just be, down there.
Yeah, that would be fun.
With all those people that just dress up in their total gear, and it's just like, I don't know.
Yeah, it'd be a fun time. Could you sit around though and watch it? I don't know after the first few rounds though. I mean, wouldn't you be like, okay, I'll go the first 2 days, but I don't think I would wait it out till the third day.
To be honest, I watched the first 3 rounds, the first 2 days, and then it's kind of like keep my app open just to check on the picks, But
skip the
first day, I watched the first day, and that's about it. After that, it's like I don't know.
Unless so you watch the first round and that's it. He's like, first round, I'm done.
Well, kind of like he said, I'll keep my app open or I'll look and stuff like that. But I'm not going to sit around and watch it now.
You never know. You could draft the next Purdy in the 7th round on the very last day at the very last.
I got a lot of other things to do besides sit around for 7 rounds of NFL draft football right now. So.
Yeah, watch. You're going to see 30 quarterbacks drafted in the 7th round now.
Yeah.
To find the next
exactly.
Purdy.
Everybody's trying to find the next Purdy.
Might as well try.
Much like what's going on even this year, trying to get the first one of these quarterbacks. It's like, well, out of all the years, so now CJ Stroud, he's blown up. So now everybody's looking for that. So it's the Purdy or Stroud kind of thing. It's like, come on, guys. You're really going to find one person out of all these people to do any kind of impact. So,
well, some breaking news. I don't know if you guys saw it. I'm sure you did on your ESPN app. Angelos is selling the Orioles to some billionaires, to a couple of billionaires. So it's kind of weird, right? Because the Orioles are like that up and coming team. They got a great farm and a lot of young players. Kind of surprised. Why would you sell them now?
They sold the Orioles?
Yeah,
1.7 billion.
1.7 billion.
Wow. So, where are they going? But they stay put. It's just a different ownership.
Yeah, they'll stay put. One of the guys that bought him is a native of Baltimore. So I don't think he'll move the team, and they sell out all the time. So I don't see him ever moving Baltimore. I hope not. The Orioles there.
The owners are both from the world of private equity.
Yeah. So it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, like you said, natives. That's pretty good.
I just a surprise, that's
it really
a great
is.
team,
They're the Detroit Lions, kind of, in a way.
In a way, yeah.
But I don't know if their manager bites kneecaps.
Right.
And so
True.
Well, he's got a lot of gnawing to do over the offseason then.
So without going into detail, what are y'all's quick Super Bowl picks?
Oh, real easy. Chiefs all day.
Score?
Until score-wise, I'd say 30-24.
Oh, that's close to mine. I have 30-27 Chiefs.
Are these official picks? Because I'm writing them
we won't
down.
make them official. We'll say the prelim picks.
Okay, because I got the Niners.
I'm sticking with the
I'm
Chiefs.
going Niners.
For sure. I'm sticking with the Chiefs.
Niners 28-24.
But I can honestly say, no matter what the outcome of the game is or the Super Bowl is, if the Niners win, I'll be completely happy for them. If the Chiefs win, it's just like, well, here we are, and be happy for that too. But,
ready to see Kelsey propose to Swift on the field?
Yeah.
And then retire and then go away.
Yeah. Jason Kelsey's coming back, so maybe not.
Is he?
They've been. I was reading a report on Twitter about him, or X, sorry, and it was saying he kind of has that drive, and he's seen how his brother is, still playing at a high level in the playoffs, and may get another one, and he gets that drive back. I mean, we'll see. I don't know. I'm sure they take him back. So,
all he did, he never did a press conference or anything. All he did was just tell the players that he was going to
never officially retired or anything. So
no paperwork filed yet.
Right.
Nope. We'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know. The average Super Bowl ticket's going from about 9,800.
Yeah. Sorry, I'll watch it from home.
Almost double than it was last year.
You know what I would do if
$10,000 to go to the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
The previous high was actually the Tom Brady against the Chiefs Super Bowl. Yeah. That was like a $7,000 per ticket.
Yeah, you want to know why too, though? Because that was exclusive too, because that was the year of COVID, or it was 21 after, and they only sold 25,000 tickets, so it was at a premium. So that stadium fits 75,000. They only sold a third. They only filled it a third full because of COVID. So they skipped every few seats or whatever, So you had your personal space, basically.
Wow.
So
I didn't know that.
Dude, if we were in Vegas, I would have us go to the best casino, sit in the room and just watch it, make some bets and just chill and drink and smoke and watch.
Oh.
Yeah, smoke some meats. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
That's what I meant.
That's what we do.
I got to keep it PG. Sorry. Yes. PG.
Yep.
That's what we do.
All the time.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Dang, Porzingis.
Somewhat. I mean, could you believe the viewership both were over 50 million for both games last week? So
the average viewership in the playoffs was 38.9 million.
I mean, those are good. The playoffs are great.
Game, 38.9 million.
But yeah, 55 million. I mean, so this Super Bowl is going to be action packed because.
Oh yeah.
I mean, okay, so Ryan, your daughter's a Swiftie, right?
Yes.
Okay, does she know anything about the Chiefs or say anything about the Super Bowl?
She just knows who Mahomes and Kelsey are. That's it. I mean, she'll watch it, because of the commercials and everything. But, she'll probably be doing something else while it's on. Kyson will sit and watch it all because he likes football, but Brooklyn, nah.
Yeah, my daughter, she came downstairs and said, Chiefs are in the Super Bowl. I'm like, how the hell do you know that?
I know, right? Exactly.
But she knows.
The Swiftie effect.
Yep, even though it's only for 20, 25 seconds a game, still gets on a lot of people's nerves.
The NFL is so happy.
Yeah, because the numbers you sent earlier, what was it? How much viewership was up, or how much money they made? Supposedly, over 300 million.
Oh yeah,
from all that. So,
yep.
I don't know. I guess the Chiefs will have. Go ahead, T.
My thing with it that annoys me is that you watch games that are in Vegas and things like that, and they'll show the celebrities from time to time. It's like cool. Like, hey, look, there's Snoop and Dre like hanging out or something, or in this suite with someone. It's like, okay, cool. Like they're there watching the game, and that's it. There's no other, other flash shots to them. So why does it have to be any different with Taylor? Like
because she's banging a player.
It's like cool. She's there. Awesome. She's there supporting her man. Awesome. Peace. Let's get back to action here instead of just mentioning it, bringing it up, talking about it, showing other shots of it. It's like that's all that national media just BS that I cannot stand. And so yeah, it does get annoying. So
I'd rather watch her than
good for him.
I'm Mahomes' wife. So
for sure, I don't want to listen to that. There's no doubt in that.
Mm-hmm. Or his fantastically cool brother.
Either way. Right. Either one. But I mean, the thing is, it's just like when you're watching, like for me, when I'm watching a game, it's like I want to see football. I don't even want to, like, I don't want to hear Romo and them, even talk sometimes. It's like I just want to watch the game. I want to, it's like let's have it. They keep doing all this little side stuff. They start talking about how it's affecting the game because she's there. And it's like it's only going to affect the game when they break up because she's going to write an album about him. And then everybody else will be talking about it and all that other stuff. Right. So just let it be for now. So, yeah, that's my take on it. Thank you. But yeah, don't get me wrong. It's good for. I mean, the NBA or the NFL. They're all about money, clearly, and so it's like, yeah, you get the extra viewership and all that stuff for the ratings. Cool. I hear you. I hear you loud and clear, corporate America. But again, it just takes away from the game. So I feel like a little bit, and it's like, I watch the football game and you have announcers. They're there to call the game. They're not there to talk about Taylor Swift. Like, get out of here.
True.
So that's why I like some of these guys are just like they'll mention it and you can tell it bugs them, and they just stop. And I'm like, yes.
I'm only here so I won't get fined.
Right.
Exactly.
Hey, one more thing before we go.
How about them Cowboys? Yeah!
I didn't know if y'all saw. No, I just Jerry Jones said they're all in next year. He said, we're all in for the Super Bowl. I was like,
what the hell have they been doing?
What's been going on the last 30 years,
Right, yeah. We're tired of not being relevant. I think we should just flip the switch, yeah.
Right?
He loves to talk. He just loves to talk. And that's what gets him into stuff like that. Exactly.
That's all I could say to that. As long as that dude is the GM, I'm totally happy because
true.
He likes his favorite players. I mean, but think about it. Dallas, that might have been, like how we're talking about Baltimore, that might have been Dallas's window too.
Best chance, yeah.
Because Dak's going to be 30 if he's not 30 already, and 31. You're going to have to pay him again. CeeDee Lamb's going to be up for a big payday. So is Michael Parsons. Diggs.
You're already paying Diggs a lot of money.
You still have no run game.
Still no run game. The offensive line's getting old. So, I mean,
much like Sean said too, and a lot of these teams. I mean, the Lions look like they're staying put as far as like pieces are staying there, but like players will take off and stuff like that. But same thing with these things. Like you're going to lose. I mean, who says Bland's not going to somehow get a contract? Shown in front of him and things like that. So if that's even a possibility, I don't know. But just those things like that, you had such a. It's crazy. Like Campbell is right. It's so hard to get there, and to get there the same squad. Much like even Michigan, they brought back a lot of their seniors and stuff like that, so they were able to go and get a natty. Man, it's. I mean, it's gonna be. I mean, the injuries, it's. I don't know. I think that was one of their best opportunities to get there, and for someone like for Jerry to come out and be like, "Now we're all in." Well, what does that mean? Like.
What does that tell your players? So last year you weren't all in.
So last year you weren't all in. So,
well, McCarthy didn't get a new contract, and he's not gonna. So he's basically a lame duck coach because he's on his last year.
If they don't win a Super Bowl, then he's fired. Basically,
if they're not off to like a 6 or 7-0 start, if they're off to like a 3-7 or a 3-4 start next year, wouldn't be surprised he gets the can.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's like that kind of a short leash.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, why didn't Jerry just say like, "Hey, we're going to go sign a big name running back, and we're going to get the pieces we need to try to fill in the voids that can get us to where we think we should be at." Say something like that, and then move on down the road and give some confidence to some players versus that. Like, oh, now we're all in. Well, what were you doing before? You just had the toe in the water. You're like, out of here. Like, got LeBron's foot in the water.
LeBron's toe.
Yeah, get out of here. So, yeah. Dumb stuff.
Oh my gosh, that was very funny. I don't know. I mean, a lot of teams. I mean, because then you think, okay, is it Josh Allen's window open? But Detroit, they're in a great spot. They've been killer in the draft, and they're not really paying anybody, minus Goff. You know, everybody's still a young team. So
they signed Montgomery to a 1-year deal, right? So they'd have to re-sign Montgomery.
Yeah.
And they should,
or they can find someone else to not replace him, but to help with that particular role.
I thought Montgomery did good though in his role.
First duo of running backs with both over 1,000 yards total from scrimmage, and both had 10 touchdowns.
Yeah,
so that's a great 1-2 punch.
Yep.
I just feel like Gibbs is going to end up being the featured back, you know, and then
eventually.
It's like Montgomery wants to go be a featured running back somewhere else, or is he willing to stick with this team and do what he can do? So,
yeah.
Well,
something going on.
Considering he came from the Bears, I'm sure he's enjoying the winning, and I'm sure he'll want to be back.
Yeah.
And I bet they'll bring him back. That would be a smart move.
Yeah, I agree.
But, I mean, Amon St. Brown, Goff's a good quarterback, man. He's a top 10 quarterback. As much as he gets banged on, I mean, but this guy's been to more NFC Championship games than Dak, been to the Super Bowl more than Dak.
He's about to get paid.
About to get paid, but Detroit's not paying anybody. So go buy a corner or two, improve that defense some more, and because you got your genius offensive coordinator coming back, so they're only going to get better. So, but, you know, how weird is it going to be with no football on Sunday?
Pro Bowl.
Pretty weird.
Wait,
real football, you mean?
I don't.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that might be on, but that's not something it's like it's background noise at that point. It's like, cool, check out some stuff, but
maybe the skills competition.
It seems fun. But it's going to be weird. It's going to be sad. So,
well, with that, guys, let's cut this off right here because we will have a whole nother week to talk about the Super Bowl. We'll break it down. Maybe we'll go even longer than normal. Who knows? We probably will because we always do. But, Ryan, tell everybody where they can find us.
You can find us, The Real Tree Shaker Show. We are on Facebook, X, Instagram, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart, Amazon Music. I believe that's it. But please subscribe, listen, love us, heart us, thumbs up us, comment, share. Everything you can do, please. We appreciate it all.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
I'm Groot.
So, I can't wait for the Super Bowl. It's going to be good.
I know.
It's going to be. With that, thanks for watching, listening. I'm tired.
Listening.
We'll see you next time, everybody. Bye-bye. This has been The Real Tree Shaker Show.